Hello, my name is Eddie Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. Here is your daily technical analysis of Brent crude oil, spot gold, and Bitcoin. However, before we start, I just wanted to let you know that no AI, that is artificial intelligence, was ever used in the composition, production, or recognition of any of the patterns, levels, analysis, or on any related items on these, my charts. This was all authentic intelligence, all my own original work, as I think you deserve to have that. So with that,
ICE Brent crude oil futures. A reactionary bearish, very long black Mariposa on Friday after the previous session's bullish open and close along white Mariposa. Prices were capped for a second session by the congestion between 98.75 to 99.61, made up from the 50% Fibonacci line of the big 22 to 25 move at 98.89 and the November 22 high at 99.61, and saw prices drop down through a whole load of congestions to reach the bright green neckline, currently 86.15, of the September to November 2024 head and shoulders top, before pulling back up to close around the low for the week prior to last week, which was at 90.40. All this further justifies an idea I put forward earlier last week that we have had a triple top pattern formed between early March to early April for primary target X down in the 84.67 zone and a secondary harder to reach target X1 down in the 72.87 zone. Do these targets below look feasible right now? Well, maybe not. But, as I said last week, and I quote, I still feel obliged to place them out there unless a greater pattern such as a really big halfway hesitation takes hold. End of quote. In a very big picture, prices are in between the overhead bright red middle time, currently at 120.73, and the bright red lower time below, currently at 67.15, of the really big bright red 2020 to 2025 shallowly bullish shift pitchfork. Despite all the vast price activity you have seen, this pattern, this bullish shift pitchfork, is still secure. So far today, a very significant higher open, though still within the main body of Friday's action, and just below the trigger points at 96 even. That's for the triple top. We are in a fairly quiet area right now with the September 23 high above at 97.68 and the October 23 high below at 93.79. Spot gold. A key reversal up on Friday after the previous session's indecisive doji cross. Topside was capped by the green short medium moving average, which is currently 48.95. Whilst below the market, we have support from the rising mauve medium moving average, currently at 47.25, plus the very recent 50% Fibonacci line at 47.91 of the October 25 to January 26 move. Since the very end of March to date, the market's formed a small bull channel, currently 46.93 to 49.46. I've highlighted it in dark blue. But in the bigger picture, prices are within the bright red, big, late January to late February bearish shift pitchfork, in between the bright red middle time below, currently at 45.38, and the bright red upper time above, currently at 51.27. Now, so far today, a lower open as the market is seemingly capped by the 50% Fibonacci line of the whole 2026 move so far at 48.50, but supported by the slowly rising mauve medium moving average, which is currently at 47.25 and looking a bit like an indecisive spinning top right now. Bitcoin. A bearish closing black Mariposa on Friday and second bearish black crow after the previous session's bearish harami. The market tested and closed down to the bright green neckline, currently at 73.767, which was in between the March 24 low below at 73.779, it was then at the time, and the April 25 low overhead at 74.44. Further below is the declining green short medium moving average, currently 71.981, and then the 50% Fibonacci line of the November 22 to an October 25 move at 70.929. Now, the market has recently formed a small bull channel which I've not highlighted as yet, and that's currently 73,993 to 79,015, which sits within the longer term showrunner here, which is the dark blue February to date bull channel. Currently that's 66,614 to 77,883. This bull channel had previously raised the question as to whether the shallow bull channel was a basing action or part of a 2026 based bearish halfway hesitation. Previously I had no answer to that, but it is increasingly looking like it may become a basing action. Now, so far today, a move up and away from the bright green neckline and the lower bull channel line for the small bull channel, but not by far, and well within the main body of last Friday's action.
Thank you for listening. This short version broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted both at the front and at the back of this broadcast. Copyright is Eddie Tofpick and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final important bit.